Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dana. If you are new here and you don't know my face, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you are oldie, hey y'all, hey. So I am here to answer all of you guys' questions. So I recently put up a video basically explaining how I got pregnant after having my tube taken out, and I got a lot of questions about how did this happen, and I thought that I was thorough in what I said and explaining everything, but obviously I was not. So I am here to clear up the air, okay, and give you guys the answers that you are looking for. So let's start off with how I even got pregnant, okay? Well, no, let's take it back to when my doctor took my tube out. Okay, let me explain that to you guys. So what my doctor told me after my C-section, while I was still down in the OR room, after she took my tube and everything, she told me and Shane, who is my fiance, she said, I took out your right tube, but I was not successful in taking out the left tube because it was not accessible. It had scar tissue wrapped around it very tightly, and if I would have taken it out, you would have bled more. Okay, so that is the reason why my left tube was actually left inside, because if she would have tried to remove it, I would have bled a lot. Okay, so that is the reason why she did not take that tube out. Now, what me and her did not know was that even though that left tube had scar tissue wrapped around it, it was still fully functioning. So even after she took my tube out, she said, I'm going to recommend you get on some type of birth control. Okay? She said, we're going to talk about your birth control methods. I said, okay, fine. I'm fine with that. She said, okay. So I asked her to put me on the pill. Now, that was a bad thing for me to do because I am forgetful. Okay? I do not remember to take my pill at the same time every day. So being on the pill was not the best birth control method for me. I'm going to get into that in a minute, okay, about the whole birth control thing. But yes, so I cannot sue my doctor because a lot of people in the comments were saying like, oh, I would be suing somebody. I cannot sue my doctor. First off, I'm not going to even lie. I wouldn't even want to sue her because she made the conscious decision to make sure that I was safe during my delivery, during my surgery. She made sure that I was safe. She could have said, oh, I don't care, I'm going to take it out anyway. She said she wanted both of them out. She did not do that. She made the conscious decision to make sure that she left that left tube alone. She saw that it was not accessible for her to take out. She saw that it looked bad and that it had too much scar tissue around it, and she did not take that chance. And then she also made the conscious decision to recommend me get on birth control. So I am not going to say I'm going to take action against my doctor because she did what she was supposed to do. I did not, and we're going to get into that. So basically, yeah, so that is the ending part with my doctor. I cannot sue my doctor. I cannot sue anybody. Okay, this happened because of me. Okay, now we are going to get into why getting on the birth control pill was not the best method for me. I have already stated that I am a forgetful person, okay? But the reason why I actually chose the birth control pill was because when I was on Depo-Provera, I did get the shot before when I was about 16 years old, and it made me bleed for 30 days straight. Okay? This is why I did not get the shot. I did not want to get the shot because I just did not want to have to bleed for 30 days. I mean, can you imagine having to use a pad or a tampon or a panty liner for 30 days? It's ridiculous. So I didn't want to take that chance again. So I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do that. And then the one that goes in your arm, which I am now still, I'm considering it now. But I have heard horror stories about how it get lost in your arm, so I didn't want to take a chance with that. And even the one that goes inside of you, I have heard horror stories about that one, stating that it gets stuck and sometimes you have to get surgery to take it out, and just a lot of different horror stories. So I'm thinking the best thing for me to have done was just to get on the pill. But because I am a forgetful person, that just was not the best option, or not, it just was not the best method for me to have chosen. So that is what, that's the whole story with the birth control thing, okay? I was forgetting to take my birth control at the same time every day. All right, now I'm gonna go into what happened with me not taking my birth control every day at the same time. So this is TMI. If you don't want to listen to this part, kind of just zoom past it. But this is very important, so you might want to stay to listen. So the reason why I was not taking my birth control every day at the same time was, one, because I stated that I'd be forgetting, but that was not like the main reason. Part of the main reason was because me and my fiance, we were not having sex all the time, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, well, if we're not having sex, I don't have to take my birth control pill because we're not having sex. And no, I don't care if you stop having sex for weeks. If you stop having sex for months, still take your birth control pill at the same time every single day, okay? And if you ever forget, don't be like me. Get a plan B. Okay? Do not double up, because that's what I was doing. I was doubling up after I would be like, oh my goodness, I forgot to take my pill. And I would just be like, okay, well, did I take it? Did I not take it? Okay, forget it. I'm just going to take one anyway. You cannot do that, okay? That is when the birth control becomes ineffective. You don't want to do that. Just get a plan B. Okay, I don't care whether your tubes is taken out, whether you got one tube out, whether you got your tubes tied. Take a plan B. I'm also thinking in my mind, because my tube has scar tissue wrapped around it. Oh, well, you know what? It's okay. I know I might have missed this day, but my tube is messed up anyway, so I can skip that day. It's fine. I'll just take it the next day. No, do not do that. I messed up, okay? I had a lot of different things going against me, okay? I literally thought that because my tube was messed up and that it had scar tissue all around it, that it just was not working properly. And I'm also thinking that because me and my man, you know, we not having sex like that, he's pulling out, you know, I'm not going to get pregnant for real. You know, I only have one tube in. So, like, hello? I'm not going to get pregnant. I got pregnant, okay? So, yeah. I hope that you guys learn from my mistakes, okay? Take this video and really apply it. Really take this information and apply it, okay? Just be very vigilant when it comes to your body, because like I said, oh, and this is another big thing that I did not say in that video. Some days my period would be heavy, some days my period would be, you know, not so heavy, not you know, some days I would have a regular period, some days I wouldn't. And so I'm thinking, well, you know, I literally just had a baby a couple months ago, so, you know, maybe my body is still trying to regulate itself. So, you know, I'm not thinking that I'm having an actual period. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, my body is still trying to regulate itself from just having a baby. But no, my body had already started regulating itself, and my body just was doing what it wanted to do at the time. Some days I was just bleeding a little bit heavier than other months. So that was that. But where I kind of got a little confused was when I had 2 periods in 1 month. And guys, I didn't have 2 periods. One was a regular period and one was implantation bleeding. If you don't know what implantation bleeding is, please look it up on Google, guys, okay? I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, so one was my actual period and the other one was actual implantation bleeding from me being pregnant. So I did not have 2 periods in 1 month. And I took that and ran with it. I'm like, oh, well, I was already bleeding, so I'm not pregnant, you know. And when I started getting sick from my pregnancy, I thought I had COVID. I literally thought I had COVID because I was so sick. I was waking up in the mornings not feeling good. Like, it was times where I couldn't even get out the bed fully because I felt that sick. And I just wrote it off as I'm going through some type of new COVID strand. Like, maybe I'm just sick because I'm going through another COVID strand. I don't know. But eventually I did take a test, which I was pregnant. So I hope I answered you guys' questions about how this happened, because like I said, it's not my doctor's fault. She actually saved me from bleeding out by not taking that tube out and just letting it be, because I would have bled. And by her telling me to get on birth control, she was being a responsible doctor. She was telling me, look, I recommend you do this. And I did it. I just didn't do it effectively because, of course, I was forgetting to take it at the same time every day. I was doubling up, and I just wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So I really hope that this helps. I really hope that this answered all of you guys' questions about how this happened, why it happened, because I got a lot of those questions in my comments. If you guys like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up. And hello, subscribe to the channel, you guys. Subscribe. So you guys are notified when I have this beautiful little baby, okay? And I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye, guys.